A quiet guitar tune had just begun, and the beautiful voice of someone in love once again floated through the evening air, echoing from the street beneath the half-open windows. Despite the cold outside, it filled the quiet street with a gentle warmth. Taehyung, upon hearing the familiar voice and already memorized lyrics, just rolled his eyes. He didn't even need to go to the window to know who it was. Jungkook was holding yet another concert beneath his windows, trying once again to melt a heart that had long shut itself off from everyone. But Taehyung, stubborn as a mule, remained unmoved by these serenades. And when Jungkook started reading poetry on weekends, Taehyung wanted to leave town entirely, just to avoid hearing all of it. "Oh God, he's playing Romeo again," Taehyung said with clear irritation, rolling his eyes and clicking his tongue in annoyance at yet another performance beneath his window. "Oh come on, Tae, it's actually romantic. Jungkook sings to you in storms, snow, and on the worst days until late into the night, and you won't even glance out the window to be polite. For the romance too. You could be his Juliet," Jimin chimed in, giggling and smiling along with Jin. By now, the situation between their friends no longer stressed them out. Instead, it warmed their hearts and made them smile. "Shut up, he just pisses me off, always following me around during the day, and then giving solo concerts at night. The idiot. Our picky Juliet doesn't appreciate a devoted Romeo," Jimin teased, still laughing quietly. "Jimin, shut your mouth. And I'm not Juliet. Doesn't it bother you that I'm a guy, and she was supposedly a girl?" Taehyung grumbled even more irritably, clearly not enjoying their teasing. There was no chance of getting serious support from his friends in this complicated situation. It had all started about a year ago, right before February the 14th, Valentine's Day, a time when parks and cafes are filled with cute, loving couples, and kids exchange Valentine cards, and all that other romantic nonsense. A surprisingly strong snowfall began, like a fog blanketing the city with fluffy snowflakes. But by the evening, it had calmed down, blessing the city with a peaceful, beautiful snow. The streets, roads, parks, houses, and cars were all covered with snow that crunched pleasantly underfoot. Taehyung, as usual, was leaving university in his favorite soft, white outfit. He loved snow, and so he sat for a while in the park near campus, eyes wide and joyful like a child, watching the snowflakes drift gently down to the earth. At that moment, Jungkook noticed him while walking home through that park. Unlike Taehyung, Jungkook hated snow, couldn't stand it, in fact, but seeing Taehyung, with snowflakes frozen on his eyelashes, and joy in his eyes, instantly changed how he felt. Jungkook still remembers that day as something sacred, like a sudden burst of light in his life, a new meaning, a winter miracle. "Snowy kitten, it's cold outside. Sitting here isn't the best idea. You're so warm and soft, like a blanket someone wants to return to on a bad day," Jungkook had said with a sweet, and admittedly silly, smile, approaching Taehyung. "Taehyung, hello, are you listening?" Jin called out, as Taehyung seemed to be in a trance, and didn't respond for several moments. "Hey, what?" I said. "Why don't you let anyone get close to you?" "You know why." Taehyung turned his head toward the window, where the singing still carried in, then looked away sadly, now staring at his hands. "I promised her I wouldn't date anyone else. I'm just keeping my word." "Tae, you're only 21, and you're already giving up on yourself. I don't think Junhee would have wanted you to stay alone for the rest of your life because of her death. Just make up with him already. He just wanted the best for you. He even introduced you to that girl," Jimin added quietly, no longer smiling, sadness creeping into his voice just like the others. But Taehyung said nothing, because he didn't know what to say. They were right, in a way, but he made a promise. "Are you seriously going to keep doing these concerts under my window?" Taehyung asked Jungkook with frustration and a hint of anger, when he suddenly began singing again outside. "Snowy kitten, don't be mad. I'll sing until the sun fades, until the stars stop shining with the moon, until every bird stops singing, until my last breath." Taehyung sighed, weighed down by the promise he'd made long ago to his late girlfriend, one he couldn't break. Junhee, Taehyung's late girlfriend, was probably the calmest, sweetest, kindest person he'd ever met. Truly an angel in human form. And maybe because of that, she died at just shy of 18, hit by a car on a crosswalk while trying to save a small child who had fallen there. To make matters worse, it happened just before February the 14th. That's why Taehyung hates that holiday and everything associated with it. The next evening, everything repeats itself. Taehyung is sitting with his friends, discussing the couples who walked around the university today, kissing literally at every step, as if Valentine's Day brings out the worst in them. But again, The conversation only lasts until Jungkook's voice drifts in through the slightly open window. Jaemin and Jin exchange glances, recognizing the familiar singing, while Taehyung, surprisingly, gets up from the bed and walks over to the window, only to close it, then returns to his place. Juliet doesn't like her Romeo's voice and songs anymore. Jaemin, stop calling me Juliet. Oh, I won't. Juliet actually suits you. Jaemin smiles, knowing exactly how to tease his friend. God, you're like children, Jin sighs, unable to endure another of their conversations. Don't get too happy just because you're older. You'll die first. Taehyung is about to say something again, when suddenly he hears a light tapping on the window. Yes, that window. He quickly turns to it, and sees Jungkook. Taehyung's eyes widen so much it's a miracle his eyeballs don't fall out. Jaemin and Jin smile, seeing Jungkook at the window, while Taehyung walks toward it and opens it, letting in the cold air that sends shivers across his skin. What are you? Taehyung doesn't manage to finish, as Jungkook kisses him on the forehead. Taehyung's eyes grow even wider, his pupils dart in all directions, and his heart begins to pound madly. It's too unexpected to spontaneous, and he doesn't even know what to do, so he stands there like a tin soldier. Jaemin nearly starts squealing with a grin stretching from ear to ear, while Jin tries his best to calm him down so he doesn't ruin the moment. Jungkook pulls back from Taehyung, and seeing that shocked face, can't help but smile. I still love you, Snow Kitten. I'm ready to change my name, appearance, even gender. Just say you love me too. But now it's Taehyung's turn to surprise. He suddenly responds in kind, holding Jungkook's face in his hands. Jaemin is already ready to scream and squeal. It's either they're too cute right now, or he's just too emotional. I love you. Just don't change, okay? But even if you do, you'll still be Jungkook to me. Pulling slightly away from Jungkook, Taehyung says softly, still close to his face. Just like in Romeo and Juliet, Jaemin whispers with a wide smile. It was different there. Actually, Jin quietly corrects him. Jin, that doesn't matter. There are Romeo and Juliet, not Shakespeare's.